Hi, 3 weeks into the Qenda Ultimate Fibre, suddenly getting cramps and pain. I had an impaction in the last few months, seems to be clearing, also have diverticulitis. A doctor said I have IBS. Burning pain in upper left and right quadrant. Any advice? Shall I stay on one scoop? Still, please help. P.S. Ultimate Fibre worked way better at helping me get rid of impaction than the prescribed laxatives. Thank you. Hey Meredith, yeah, I totally agree. When I had all my guts taken out and then put back in after that motorbike crash from the internal bleeding, and when they put them back in, obviously because I took them out and they checked them all for leaks because I had IBD on my medical records. I took them all out, checked them all for leaks, and then put them all back in. Obviously, whenever you touch the intestinal lining, it creates scar tissue. And when they put everything back in, everything was twisted as well. And they was like, oh, we're going to have to just cut bits out. And if the laxatives didn't work. And so I ended up in hospital for like 10 days on medical laxatives. And then when I came home, um, I tried to drink some water and I couldn't even have a sip of water. I was throwing it up. Every time I had a sip, it would just come back up. Even after like 5 minutes, it come back up. My body wouldn't let anything in because I had a blockage. And then, surprisingly, amazingly, God's gift, I had some Quenda and it somehow managed to stay in my stomach and go all the way through my system. So yeah, the Quenda is amazing at getting rid of that impaction. I totally agree with you there. And what I recommend, so you're saying you're having burning pain, upper left and right quadrant. Shall I stay on one scoop? Please help. With everything you recommend said there, like I do recommend having a 2 scoop serving. So instead of having one scoop, you just have two. And if you're worried about budget and stuff like that, you can even weigh out your scoops to make sure it's a 20 gram serving because it just needs to be 20 grams. And that's normally like if you got like one big heaped scoop that was all heaped on the top, which is basically a double scoop, that would be 20 grams. Or you can do like like 1.5 scoops, and that's about works out about 20 grams. So you want to be having a 20 gram serving, and the reason why you want to be having the proper serving size is that's the right amount of antiparasitics, antifungals, antimicrobials, so it'll help get the infections out, but also it's the right amount of anti-inflammatory herbs as well, so it's going to be reducing inflammation in the body at the same time as it's moving everything along. So yeah, what I recommend, Meredith, is actually going up to the 2 scoop serving of the Quenda. And if 2 scoops sounds like a bit too much, just weigh it out and make sure it's actually 20 grams and you'll be fine. And but yeah, let me explain cramps and pain as well. Like, firstly, yeah, make sure you're having 2 scoops instead of one scoop. Because if you have one scoop, it can have the undesired effect with some people. So you definitely want to be having 2 scoops. So it's the right amount of each of the herbs to balance your body, the right amount of adaptogenic herbs, etc. And then when you are, and I think this will stop like the cramps and the pain and stuff like that. Obviously, make sure you're adequately hydrated as well. And the problem is, if you're not having enough of each of the herbs, it's not going to be fully killing off the infections and getting stuff going. So yeah, 2 scoop serving is the easy answer for that. And yeah, let me know if that makes a difference because that's the first thing. You want to make sure you're taking the Quenda correctly first, and then if you do have any other issues, that's when I can assist and help you, Meredith. So yeah, thanks for sharing.